Okay, all you devils, how you doing out there? Here we are, Wednesday the 29th, and we're going to get to some TA here. I've got a few alts that I thought would be worth looking at. Now, before we do here, just to kind of come full circle on this, yesterday we did the drawing for that giveaway that you've heard me mention it for the last month. So we finally did the drawing last night. I'm over on our Twitter feed, so if you've not seen it, right? So we did the drawing here. So if you are not aware of your status, if win or lose here, you could come over here, right? So if you did win, we sent you an email with access information to whatever it is that you won. But just in case, right? That's there for you. And then for those of you that didn't win, we really appreciate the participation. So we offered up some discounts for you. You can look for that in an email. We had over 12,000 entries. It's really remarkable. So we're really encouraged to see that much interest and that many people that were hoping to win. So again, as a thank you for that support, we've attached in the email that everyone who participated, we attached in that email some discount coupons for you. But we did limit it to just a certain number. So if you are interested in any of those, you might want to act. I wouldn't dally around for too long because those will go quickly, given the discounts that we put on them. So anyway, thank you very much. Congratulations to the winners. Again, here Sensei Hove did that for me as I was busy yesterday. So that's an update on that. We do those, a couple times a year, probably once or twice a year at the most. So keep an eye open for that in the future. All of that said here, I think we wrap there and we'll come on over to... oh shit, now I gotta find it. Okay, so before we get to the two, I'm gonna look at, maybe I can get to 3, Monero, Stellar, and Dash today. I just draw your attention here to Aetherium, right? So we've looked, oh shit, I thought I had it. Let's, here it is. So let me get you Aetherium here. Just be mindful of that. So from the swing high to swing low, note what we just did. Just tag the 65 to the tick. You can see I've got an alert on this on the other side because I want to know if we break that. So first attempt rejected. Now per the count, which is, I don't know if we're going to stay with this count, but right now it looks like we potentially we have an extension in the 5th. So that likely is going to need to break. Now we are just, here, we'll give this a more thorough treatment on Friday. But note here, we just hit the 1272 right as we banged into the 65. Now, if we're going to get a true 3 here, you'd anticipate another drive up again. So, not the cleanest looking count here, but that's just of note, right? We don't tag those without there's significance there. So heads up on that. All right, so let's get over to the ones that I wanted to look at today. So let's get to Manero. Now, this is kind of interesting. You were seeing several of the stronger alts are breaking out of this series that we've in, and now the count is getting a bit clearer. It's still somewhat difficult to get a solid read on because of the shallowness of the retracements. And so you kind of find yourself working backwards. So from this to this to this to this, I think with Monero here, which has been on a nice run here. Now note here, I've drawn a channel on the first. Let's call it the first. So here's our leading diagonal into the 1-2. Now it would appear that we go 1-2, 1-2. So I drew the channel and then doubled it to bring it down here to be able to catch all of this price action, which seems to be the geometry of the market's following, at least at the moment. So per the count that I think we've got to work with here, it looks to me like we go 1-2. Not likely this is the 3, so it looks like it's yet again another 1-2 here. Now we do overlap here, but it's not relevant to the count because of this being a 1-2, but it is interesting to note that the structure here was tested, held, and now we've gone yet again. So it looks like, so here's, now is that likely to be the 3 here? Well, we do have an impulse here, but you're gonna have to watch for some of the wave relationships. So if this is the 4, which could well be, it's that we got to watch for this. So, oh shit, let's see. So from here to here to here, we're just barely over the long enough here for this 3 to be solid. But this subdivision, it's not. I mean, can you dig it out? Yes, you have to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can get your impulse here down for the 4. This is a little kind of similar to what Bitcoin did, was just kind of a slow, steady chop up. Now, if we're going to put in a pivot here, if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, could that be the 3? Well, no, we're close to the 1618, but that's not the one we want actually. So that's kind of what I was talking about here. So one possibility here is that this is 1, 2, 3, right? So let's check that. So if this is from the low, I'm on TradingView. Right, so from here to here, right? Now we're not to the 100 yet. So if this is correctly identified as the 1, that's the 2. Little pause here. Of course, you'd want a 3 to get well beyond the 100% of the 1. Now, again, 3 doesn't have to be longest, just can't be the shortest. So 1, 2, could it be the 3? Yeah, certainly it could. You'd be mindful of how far we're going here if this is coming down to retrace. Now 1, 2, if this is going to hold as our impulse here, we don't want to go into a diagonal. Well, we prefer not to. So the alternate would be, if this is 1, 2, this could yet again be another 1 if we're going to go 2 and then keep going, which is a lot of 1, 2. So we complete 1 here, 2, 1, 2. Could it be another 1, 2? It's getting mighty bullish. So this is the only reservation I have here, and my hesitation to plant the 3 here. Could be, right? Of course it could be. Be mindful of that. Now, as I was just showing from the pivot high, the swing high in Aetherium, as we come down to this pivot, well, we're not there yet. So this could have more legs to it. What's interesting to note here, from swing high to swing low, well, this looks like a reaction, a front run on the 50. Now we pause at the 50. Now we're through. But if this is going to keep going up here, we've got more legs here. You'd rather have the 3 be up here. So if you could get some way we can get an impulse in there. I'm kind of just, that's a little bit of wishful thinking. It's not there yet. So before I plant a number on something, I want to see that retrace start a bit more. So for this to be a true 1, 2 and get the ideal location, we'd be putting the 3 up here per the 1618, 175. So if this is going to get us what we're hoping for here, which would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I lock that off, so that would be 3, you'd be looking for the 4, then up for the 5, but that would be completing this 3, and we got to deal with all of this. So if this were to complete like that, 3, 4, up for the 5, 4, getting mighty bullish, right? Starting to look good. Now, that's making a lot of assumptions. First thing, let's get through that golden zone. Let's lose that algo resistance. We're not there yet. Interesting as we approach here with Aetherium just having tagged the 65 and been rejected. So it's just algos playing defense. That's what they're written to do. Okay, so that seems like one. Is there a trade here? Well, I sure would want to see this get a little further. So I felt like, so if it came into this, I wouldn't be shorting it there. That's me personally being a bull. But I might look for the 4 into the 5. Now that's question mark as to whether you want to try to trade into that. Kind of trader's choice here. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thought to confirm. Let it get through, because likely what will happen is if it gets through, then it'll come back and test from above. So I don't know that I can just lay a trade on you right here, because the structure in here is not clear. But certainly, I'd be watching here for any signs of additional strength, and the possibility that this starts to look more like an impulsive third, and we get the range that we'd be looking for there, right? So simple things, right? So put an alert on the golden zone, be a simple way to manage that. But very encouraging to see this bullish price action. All right, so there's Monero. Let's go down to Stella, which has been kicking pretty nicely here. So like so much of the alts, it was this kind of slow grind. It didn't have a clear Elliott count, but we had a consistent series of higher highs and higher lows. Again, same idea here. I've taken the channel off of the 1, 2, the initial 1, 2, and just kind of used the pivots of the market to give me the geometry, and then I clone that channel so I can double the channel. Looks like maybe something from here. Now, note on this, on Stella, from the high. We got the reaction here in the golden zone, but we blow through, right? So very, very bullish sign. So now we lose any algo resistance from this pivot, right? So it's clear sailing here into the potential to break this high, right? We've lost the resistance. So if this is extending in the fifth and it's 1, 2, and we're in this nice impulse here, which certainly you got a clean count to get you there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, look at this. All right, how nice this is, right? So if this is the one, look, we're spared the overlap by just a couple of ticks. I promise you that's not random. All right, so we don't overlap it here. There's the structure. Up we go. So 1, 2, and that's technical. So we'd be looking here, the 2 to the 4. Right, so same thing, guys. Every time, that's the value of it. So we come, right, this slight little front run. Isn't that convenient, right? Little front run on the 50, but we don't overlap the 1. Now we're right to and through, right? We've gone all the way to third. So this is we're through third. So we've got definitely a contender here for a nice big ripping impulse, but you got to back into it. So this 1, 2, well, I get an impulse here, so I can't go. There's no other way to count. I can't put this 1 here because it's essentially a 3. But I can go 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Little diagonal finishes the 3. A, B. Well, fuck. That looks like. Oh shit. You might have to work a W, X, Y here. Either way, that's well. Of course, right? Purists. Okay, cool your jets. So it's a 3, right? I'm not overly worried about the subdivision there. Well, I see a 3, right? 3s and 5s. So there's my 3. Up we go. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. This classic looking triangle 4. Now looks like we're kicking in the 5 here. Are we done? Well, yeah, we're getting a little pullback here. So what do you do with this, right? So the advantage here now is we get some clarity. If this is going to pivot here, well, we know we've just completed something. If. Now, heavy emphasis on if. But look, we're not looking for a full retracement from the low because all we've done here is now, well, if this is 1, 2, I get a completed impulse here. This is the 3. That's what I was looking for. There's the 3. So we went pretty far, right? I think we went just beyond the 2618. So if that's the 1, that's my 2. We just went a few ticks beyond the 2618, about as far, right? That's just where, if you're going to get a big rip in the third, that's just where you're looking for it. So if that's our 3, which reasonable. Now I don't know that we're in with it. The top is in there, but it's, we're seeing a little bit of pullback here. So if that's the 3, well, that's where you're looking for the 4. Right, you got the nice center channel here. So if I can get that in 3, that's a buy all day long, right? So something like that, bring me down. All over that, relatively low risk, right? No reason to bet the ranch, but this is a nice looking impulsive structure. We got no resistance from the top. All right, we're plenty through. So 1, 2, impulse in the 3. Give me 3 down here, anywhere in this zone. So you've got some obvious structure here that I'd pay attention to. If I can get it to click in here. All right, hard to miss that. Do I have a volume profile in here? I guess I don't for some reason. Oh, I've been playing around with different templates, so shit, I should do that. Here, let's just get it up. Let's get the volume profile. Let's use visible range. It'll be fine. I think I can get that to pop. Oh, come on. Maybe not. Oh, there we go. Okay, so look at the nice. It just takes a minute. Got a nice big high volume cluster down here. So anywhere in this zone looks appealing. Bring it down in a 3. Just give me a nice fat 3. Buy it all day long. So I have an alert here on the 23.6. Just to be aware if I'm coming into this, or you can put an alert on this structure, or you could just kind of just something like that. All right, here's your buy zone. Vegas wave coming in right there, something like that right there. Get that in a 3. Yeah. I'd have zero hesitation buying that. 0. Right, buy it, put a stop on it. Got a nice risk reward, right? If we're just going to go up and get the algo target, pretty. All right, how am I doing? 14 minutes. Yeah, that'll probably cover us for today. Okay, we'll be back. It'll be interesting to see how the markets responded to the Fed news, which just came out while I was while I was recording this. So we'll get an update on the on traditionals tomorrow. I'm sure we'll look at the stock indexes, and of course, we'll hit Bitcoin and ETH on Friday. Okay, guys, thanks again to all of you that showed your support by participating. I hope some of you take advantage of those discounts that are in your email box, and we'll back to you guys tomorrow.